One moment. Well, you know what, fellas? I got to tell you something. I apologize for the delay. I really do. Here's what's going on. So, Hang on, why is this coming up? I apologize about the delay today. I have to tell you, so what is happening is I'm up, not that you need to know the whole fucking story, but I don't mind sharing. Let me fix my camera a little bit. I'm up on my Zoloft by, 50 milligrams, and so when can I turn that off? When I go through that transition and getting new medicine in my system, one of the side effects that really hits me hard is it makes me really tired. And so I went to bed last night really late because my sleep, it doesn't matter. The point is, I'm sorry I'm late. It's good to see everybody. How you doing? Oh, my hair is on point. The next time you see me, or at least when you see me Monday, this is all going to be gone. I'm just like, because here's what it is. We're going to get into games and all that nonsense. We're going to talk about that. A lot of stuff going on today. We're going to play some games. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Wrap yourself up in a little blanket of love and come hang out, motherfuckers. But listen, we got a guy who just joined our Discord, and I'm going in sight unseen. He could be the biggest troll, or he could be a guy that's got the skinny, but he tells me he's got some inside dirt. We're going to talk to him first in just a minute. His name is Raijin Wolf. That's his handle, of course. That's not his real name. Can you imagine if his last name was Goldberg and his mama had named him Raijin Wolf Goldberg? That's not his real fucking name. But he says he's got the skinny on a PlayStation 5 launch title that a lot of people are curious about. We're going to talk to him in just a couple of minutes if he will call into the Discord. The point is, though, before we talk about that, we're going to talk about the hair real quick, because here's what's going on. DW Octorok, who's one of the great artists that contributes amazing art to our little community here, made the little Jaffe down below that you see doing the do-si-do with the Diet Coke cans. And it wasn't until, I've always known I've had a bald spot. The first time I saw the bald spot, I was in GameStop. And they have the cameras, and I'm waiting in line to purchase, I forget what it was. It might have been Star Trek, the VR Bridge command game. And I'm waiting in line to get that video game, and I'm looking up at myself on the monitor, and I see this big white thing. And I'm like, well, that's just got to be the light. But I get home, and I'm like, no, motherfucker, you got a big bald spot. And it's just gotten bigger and bigger to the point that now, look at this. If I do this, I'm looking like my dad did. If I do this, my dad just had this cut, and it was just like a monk's cut. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I'm going to basically just shave. I'm going to use the number one clippers and just go super buzz, and that's going to be my haircut, kind of in perpetuity, as the legal folks like to say. But as long as I have hair, I like to do crazy things with it because it makes me happy. I will upvote Bandit. Yeah, I'm just going to totally, I'm not going to totally shave it. I'm going to buzz it, I guess. I don't give a fuck about my hair. I don't care at all. Are you going to go George Costanza? No, that was my dad. My dad was a George Costanza. Did the GameStop employees laugh at you, Jimmy Gilchrist? No, they didn't. They come from a part of the country where we don't look at bald people as a deficiency. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think you're at buzz cut stage. Oh, I've been buzz cutted before, Mike Garcia, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Okay. So listen, if you're in the chat, I saw you join the Discord. Raijin Wolf, here's what you do. Put yourself into the voice party chat, and I will bring you up into the call-in show channel, and we will have a conversation, as pals do, about this data that you have about a PlayStation launch game. It gets cold. I know it gets cold. Nothing better. Mike Garcia says your hair gets cold. Your head gets cold. Nothing better when you're buzz cutted. To take a nice cold can of Diet Coke and pop it right there, and it just feels so good. Speaking of, I would like to thank our first super chat of the day. You thought I was going to forget, Mupo, but I didn't forget. Mupo gives us a hot dog and drops a super chat. Buddy, I appreciate that. It's very, very kind of you and very goddamn generous of you. Let me be clear. If Paria Faghihi, am I saying your name right? If you're in the chat, let me know. You gave us a very generous super chat with a beautiful little kitty cat sticker yesterday. And I didn't get a chance to shout you out, and I apologize, as things were happening a lot yesterday. But if you're watching again today, I just wanted to come back and say, hey, thanks so much. I appreciate that. Okay, so there's a guy. Why don't I try to buy some Bosley? What's Bosley? Did I write code for Twisted Metal? Hello, Color right? Oh. No, I'm not a programmer. Hirsch says, shame on me. Why? What happened? What happened, sir? Yes, you will get PS Plus for Ghost Tsushima. That's a good question, by Legends. I don't have any intention, but I probably will at least for a month because I usually don't play online. But I am very excited for I'm very excited for the Ghost Tsushima multiplayer, and maybe that'll be something we do on Friday. If any of you fucksticks have what? If any of you guys have Ghost and you have a PS4, maybe we'll play together online. Jaffe, you got any input on what's going on with PlayStation? What are you talking about? Jaffe, wear a wig or Hulk Hogan headband? No, I don't want to do that. Okay. Jaffe, do you know who Count Olaf is? I do not know who Count Olaf is. Why didn't you shout Pariah out? Because I'm trying to get better at finishing a thought or a concept before I just respond to the chat, because it doesn't make for a good listening experience if you're not the person being shouted out. So like right now I could interrupt what I'm saying and talk to Brian Red Lightning, who I just saw gave us a very generous super chat. But instead I'm going to finish my thought to you and explain to you why I didn't call Pariah out. And so I'm just, it's a skill that I haven't quite mastered. Brian Red Lightning, thank you so very much for the behind the scenes sticker. It's very generous and very appreciated. And Sala over on the YouTubes, thank you so much for choosing to follow our little merry band of motherfuckers. Now, we're bringing in Raijin Wolf. I'm not even going to give you any context for this. I've never talked to him. He posted over on the YouTube video about Destruction All-Stars, okay? And we're gonna have a conversation right now. Mupo, I've got to. Mupo says, don't acknowledge this super chat, but I'm going to. I appreciate the generosity. Thanks so much. Ghost Tsushima says, Griffo is 20% off for 10 more minutes. Should you buy it? You crazy motherfucker. This is one of the best games ever made. That's one of the best games ever made. I highly recommend it. All right, here we go. Let's see now. It might take us a second to get all the sound working. Let me do this here. All right, Raijin, are you in? It looks like you're muted right now. Can you unmute? And you may not be able to hear me because I might have to unmute as well. All right, are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear me fine?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, so Raijin, is that how I say your name?
Yeah, Raijin Wolf. You can call me Wolf if you want.
I'll call you Wolf. All right, can you guys hear him? You might be a little low. So tell me what you told.
Am I coming through all right?
You're coming through great. Tell me what you told the fine folks, or tell the fine folks what you told me over on the YouTubes.
Oh, well, I was just some background. I was just having a conversation with a few of my mates, and then it went to Destruction All Stars, which is it's going to be a launch title for the PS5. And I figured, let me see if there's any additional coverage out on YouTube right now. I found your video on it, and then I saw that there was a comment saying that they've yet to release any real gameplay footage, even though the launch is coming up. So I figured I'd just drop a comment saying I have information on gameplay, and you contact me.
So how do you have information on gameplay for Destruction All Stars?
So back when just before they had a working title going, they were inviting some people into some in-house to do some beta testing, not so much for technicality, but more of game flow and giving opinions on how we felt about the gameplay and in terms of fun and enjoyment.
Okay, and how long ago was this?
This was coming up to a year now, so I believe mid-November.
Okay, so hang on. Yeah, Cal. Yes. Okay, so my question is then, so you went in, you actually got to play the game itself. So a couple of questions. Can you just, what is this fucking game?
Okay, so when I was invited in, there were only two playable modes they gave to us. The first, I'll go to the namesake really, the Destruction Derby itself. It's mainly the map. Well, I'll start with the map. So the map is like a kitchen sink in a way, or a bathroom sink, where it's in a round dome that slopes down, and then as you get towards the middle, there's a death zone, which is an insta-kill, like blue sky beam, basically.
Okay.
So you go around the vehicles. I didn't really find much fun in the game mode because although I love derbies and destruction and the kind of crash gameplay, it's the AI at the time. I'm not sure if it was on their end, but the AI would mostly circle the death zone. And with that many cars, it was a team-based game as well. So it was two teams, score-based with a time limit. And as most of the CPU was...
Oh, we lost you, man. Call back. Call back. He's talking about Destruction All-Stars. And what I would be curious about, the first question I was queued up to ask him, here he is. He's back. Here you go. Hey, you there? We lost you.
Yeah, I just fell out of the call. I'm not sure what happened there.
All right, it happens sometimes. Yeah, Sony cut your line. So, okay, you're the AI is circling around the blue kill zone. It's a team-based game. Are you playing with other live players, or is it you against just the CPU controlling members of your team?
It was my experience was just me against the CPU. We were all in separate booths playing the game at the same time, but just alone versus the CPU.
Is it supposed to be online multiplayer, or and you just weren't playing that mode?
I'm not even sure they had the framework for online multiplayer at the time, honestly, but it definitely seems like it would be going that way. And
Right.
with how they've launched it PS5, there's no doubt in my mind.
Okay, and so your goal in this first mode was just to ram the other cars and kill the other cars by ramming into them?
Yeah, you can get the points via destroying the... Well, so destroying the vehicle wouldn't necessarily kill the person inside it, because you can eject. So you'd only get points if the player manning the vehicle died via vehicle destruction, ramming when they were on foot, or going into the death zone.
Okay, and when you're a human, you've got cool powers or abilities that make you a unique character, or your car has unique abilities?
Both. So each character has I believe it was just, I want to say there were multiple like classes, so a small, a medium, and a large. And between those, a character will have an option of two. Those vehicles will have an ability and an ultimate. Then the player themselves, the character they choose, will have an ability and an ultimate that they can use while on foot.
Okay. So now my first question is, what you're describing sounds like it could be a lot of fun. Did I hear you right at the beginning where you said you did not have any fun?
I didn't enjoy the derby mode. There was one other mode that I'll get to afterwards. That was where I spent most of my time playing because that was insanely fun.
Okay, so why do you think you did not enjoy the derby mode? What was it about it?
So as I was saying, with the CPU circling the death zone, with that many vehicles going around, it was hard to generate speed to actually ram anything because you're too focused on turning around and avoiding getting put yourself into the death zone. So you couldn't build up speed. And since there were quick turns with that much proximity, you didn't really have speed to ram someone. You'd more just nudge each other, or you'd have to back up and try and go around the outside and then work your way in.
Got it. Okay.
And I didn't find much fun in that.
So there was a mode that you really liked. Can you tell us about that mode?
Yeah, so it was a point scoring mode where there were two ends, and the map itself isn't just a single lane, it's more of there are multiple areas for it. You spawn in, you all get in your vehicles, you go, you have to capture like the ball, so to speak, and then you take it back to your end, and you score it through your checkpoint area. That was insanely fun because there are phases to it. So there's like getting the objective, taking it back to yours. So there's like an attack and defense phase for it, which inherently is more depth.
Right, because whoever has the ball is obviously on offense. The other team changed to defense. So you're now, but you were still playing with the AI, so you couldn't communicate to teammates or anything, right?
No, there was no communication. It was just me versus the AI and with the AI.
And the level layout is changed, just so I'm clear. So you've got like a goal at one end. It's like Rocket League, or is it the layout's much different?
The map is far larger than Rocket League.
Okay.
I believe my quickest run of getting the ball into getting it back to my goal with just being as efficient as possible and not doing any detours was about 50 seconds, 50.
Oh, okay. So it's big because I mean, you're going what, 100 miles an hour?
Yeah, I was doing full speed and trying to take shortcuts where I could.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that was a fun mode. That sounds awesome. Let me ask you a couple more questions about it. So, the big question that a lot of people have, including myself, because I made that video because I think it looks like a lot of fun. It looks like a game that's right up my alley. I'm glad to hear at least one of the modes that you played was great. The couple questions that come to mind are, do you think that there's a reason that out of all of the games so far, PlayStation 5 they've put trailers out for everything, including the latest Little Big Planet, which looks great. But this is a game that has been just like, we're 4 weeks away, I think, give or take, from launch, and no one has seen a thing, and people are being asked to pre-order this game as part of their bundle. It's a $70 product. Did you have any sense when you were there or playing it, or any insight into maybe why? Was the game in trouble? Or, I mean, because that's where my mind goes. I mean, why do you think they're just being so stingy when it comes to data on this game?
So when I was brought in and when I played it, my initial thought was, okay, this seems like it's either going to be a launch PS Plus because get that immediate influx of users and then work out to 10 or 15 to get the people who want to join in on the existing player base, because that's pretty much a guaranteed win.
Right.
Finding out it's a 70 pounds or $70, whichever one it is.
It's $70 here in America, so
Yeah, so $70. When I found that out, I kind of just switched off immediately. I don't see any reason for it to be $70. There's what I played, I'm well aware they could have added modes and added loads of features, perhaps even a single player campaign, but $70, no, never.
Okay, that's interesting. So you enjoyed it. You had a lot of fun. Not worth $70. Do you think if it was online, the value for you would go up to $70?
Well, I don't think the game would even survive without online because the AI at the time I played it was nowhere near competent enough to hold and carry a single player game. So
okay,
it's
so
definitely gonna be
you're
online primarily.
okay. So you're thinking it's online, and even with online, it's not worth $70.
Not even close.
What price do you think it would be good at?
It's hard to gauge because I'm not sure what kind of monetization they want to go with. I had no insight on that. I was strictly brought in just for gameplay reasons. But I don't think it could be anywhere outside the realm of Rocket League, because when I first played Rocket League and then went to play Destruction All Stars, I was thinking these games would be in the same market. That I don't see one being significantly more expensive than another for any reason.
Right. Okay. What about the production value? Was it clear you were playing on PS5? I mean, again, it was a year ago. They've had a lot of time to do particles, lighting, improve the frame rate. I mean, did it feel like a next-gen title in terms of the way it looked and controlled? And were they doing anything cool with the DualSense, with the sort of haptic feedback and the resistance on the buttons?
Okay, see, you might actually be very surprised to hear this. I played it. It wasn't on PS5.
It was on PS4 or was it on a PC?
I played it on.
Sorry, you played it on what? I dropped out. We're gonna call right back. There you go. Hang on. He's back. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Okay, sorry. You played it on what?
I played it on a PC with a pad. So.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. You develop on a PC, and they probably didn't have all their dev kits and whatnot. So you're playing on a PC, and how did it feel? Did you have a unique controller, or it was an old DualShock controller from PS4 days?
DualShock.
Okay, so none of those new DualSense features were in yet.
No.
Okay. What about the visuals? What about the production value? Did it feel like, holy shit, this is next gen? I mean, and if it didn't, I don't think that's casting any negative aspersions on it. I think it's a question of, they had a year. That a lot of the polish comes much later in the game. But I'm just curious,
Yeah,
when you were
exactly.
playing it, was it amazing looking, or what was your take on the production?
When I played it, it looked a lot of the visuals. There's a lot of color popping, and the character it's mainly deriving the aesthetic from the character designs, and each having their own aesthetic in a way.
Okay.
When I the actual look of it, I didn't think it was going to be a PS5 game. Honestly, when I played it, I thought it was going to be a late PS4 launch. But then, as soon as I heard the PS5 announcement came out on the trailer, I was thinking, oh, I guess they're going to really amp it up then.
Got it.
Because
Got
when I
it.
played it, it definitely looked good. It wasn't anything mind-shattering or anything like that.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. So if the thing came out at Rocket League price, or if the thing came out at free to play, you think because you were having so much fun with it, it could very easily, you could see it being a successful title?
Yeah, see, at first I did believe that, but now the more well, rather, the less I'm hearing about this as launch gets closer and closer, I keep feeling like there's been a big marketing slip because not that many people are even aware of this game, and the $70 price tag means they need to be a bit forthcoming because $70 and no information, that's not going to be a player base. That's really not.
I no, it's something's very strange going on there. I mean, again, from what I've seen, and I'm happy to hear there's a mode that's a blast because what I saw of the game, which is very little because it's all they've released, looks right up my alley. It's my kind of game, but I don't think you have to be a cynic to make a statement to suggest that it seems something weird is definitely going on because they've released data on everything else except this game. Do you have a PS5 pre-ordered?
I don't. I'm going to wait, and actually, I'm thinking of investing in more backwards consoles first because quality of value.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I've been playing a lot more since I've been doing this stream. I've been playing a lot more Steam games that are last generation that I just missed, and they're fucking. I mean, look, if I'm a new gamer, and I don't even know who this fits for, but probably a lot of people. But this is the perfect time to buy a PS4 and all these games because they're going to be discounting them out the fucking store, and there's so
Yeah,
many great
exactly.
games. So I hear you for sure. All right, well, is there anybody else in the chat that has a question for Raijin about Destruction All Stars? Raijin, if you don't mind hanging out for a quick second, let's see if anybody.
Yeah,
Uh,
sure thing.
okay, does anybody? Do you? Okay, so they're asking, didn't you sign an NDA? How can you talk about this stuff? Well, he's not giving you his real name. First off, I'm assuming you did sign an NDA and you're just choosing to break it because you have anonymity, correct?
Yeah, and I'm also actually really worried about the game because I want it to succeed, and if they're not going to do their part, then I might as well do mine.
There you go. Okay, all right, all right. So, but how are you making it succeed by spilling the beans? Is it more because you think there is a great game there? It's just that you want people to know it's overpriced and maybe there's time to make an adjustment? Oh, hang on. Put him back in. He fell out. Are you there? You there?
Yeah, I
Okay,
keep
sorry.
falling out of the call.
No worries. No worries. Uh, so is that your hope? Is that Sony will kind of go, this is ridiculous. We have something here. Let's change this price because it doesn't merit what we're charging?
I honestly have no idea what they're thinking with the price. I don't know if they're doing an immediate high price so they can do a shocking half price cut and then get more
Ah,
sales. That
okay.
could easily be what's happening here.
Interesting.
But I've got no insight on that. That's pure speculation.
Okay. One more question from PC. He says, what is the out of the vehicle experience like?
Oh, so there are different levels of speed and mobility based on which character you're picking. So, for example, you'll have brawn types, speed types. That also translates over to vehicle selection. So, brawn types will have mainly the mid tier and high tier in terms of structure and tankage,
Wait a minute.
while
So
the
so
speed
if I
types have
if
a
I
low.
pick a brawn character, does that automatically locks me to a car, or can I get in a faster car, but I'm a brawn on foot character?
Oh, so as a brawn, your vehicle choice would be, I believe, locked to, at the time it was mid and heavy, and as
Okay,
a speed, you'll be low and mid.
got it. Got it. Okay, so it's like you're tied to the vehicle. Okay, so you're on foot. There's different speeds. You have different abilities. It's third person camera? Did it control great? Like, did it feel fluid and fast? I mean, when you're making a game and you have to do vehicles and characters, a lot of times it's hard to get both of those to have the resources to make both of them feel awesome. Did the cars feel great to drive? Did the characters feel great to move around the level?
Oh, I had so much fun being out of the vehicle. Just a lot. I after a few hours, I had found like the one character that I really enjoyed on foot experience with because the mobility was just all there. I believe she might have been the fastest character at the time as well.
And
But
they can
wall
they
running
can
and
run on
mounting.
walls and shit.
Yeah, there's wall running and mounting if you jump at the right height.
Nice, very cool. Well, Raijin, this has been enlightening. I sure appreciate you calling in and sharing some of the data with us. I know some of the folks from the actual team watch the stream or watch the videos, and so I'm sure they will appreciate also getting, because now I don't know this for sure. I've just seen them in the comments on the videos, and my take is I think they're under the same impression that they think they've got a pretty darn cool game and they're not happy about the price, and that's just me reading into it. So I appreciate you calling, and I appreciate you maybe sharing that so they can hear it, and maybe they'll have a little bit more ammunition regarding maybe convincing Sony to bring the price down. We just lost Raijin again, but Raijin, call back anytime. Good to talk to you. Good to meet you. And thank you so very much for your insight. Okay. Reggie says, ask him if he got a chance to see the UI. No, he didn't, because he was saying you may have missed it. He was playing on a PC. So a lot of times when you do development on a game, well, it's always developed on a computer, but then you have your dev kit and you can run it on the dev kit. But a year ago when he played it, my guess is they were just running it as an executable, whether they were using, I don't know what engine they were using. It may have been proprietary. They were just running it as an executable off their desktop. Kronos, how are you? How am I feeling today? I'm feeling pretty good. Hang on. Calvin? Cal. Oh, well. I'm feeling good, Kronos. I am awake. I was a little tired yesterday, but I'm feeling much better today. If the game has multiple layers, could they do a run and gun mode? No cars or maybe bikes, motorcycles. I mean, they could do anything, Morella. It's just a question of what kind of resources and budget they have. I think, whenever you make a service-based game, and I think that's kind of what this it's not really, it's $70. It's $70, and my understanding is there are also microtransactions, which is fucking bizarre as shit. So, I mean, that's the other part of it. And he wouldn't have known that because I don't think they were testing that. But it's a $70 game, and if you read the PlayStation blog post, it also has microtransactions. And I'm like, am I reading that right? Is that true? Potato Quality says, I think he's just some guy telling you stories. I mean, he might be. We have no way to verify if what Ryzen called in and said is true, but fuck it. It sounds pretty accurate to me. We'll know when the game comes out. Maybe he's totally full of shit, but if he is, he's a pretty good actor. Mupo, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. He says, that call was very insightful. Now Dell the gamer. What? Upvote Bandit says, the game All-Stars seems like a game that's $70, but they're going to add features and modes. Right, in terms of motorcycles, guns, whatever. I'm sure that is the team's hope, that they will absolutely be able to continually upgrade it, kind of like, any other service-based game. Edward Torres says Godfall is unplayable without online, even in single player. I don't know if you guys saw that Randy Pitchford, who Gearbox is producing Godfall, tweeted today. He held up, it's the first PlayStation 5 manufactured game. He's got it shrink wrapped. He's got the box. He's got the back of the box. And it was pretty cool to actually see a final PlayStation 5 title. But yeah, it is an online-only title, even though it's not an online-only game. A number of PC games do it. I know some people that have spotty internet tend to complain about that a lot. But, for me, I mean, I hear you. I know it's not ideal, but I would imagine maybe they're doing that because isn't the team that makes Godfall the same team that makes It's Digital Extremes, right? Isn't that right, Digital Extremes? And aren't they the same team that makes the Space Ninja game, which I always forget the name of? Really popular PC game. And that is an online only title, even though you can play single player because it's PvE. And perhaps that's just sort of their back end and their infrastructure. And they weren't Warframe, right, sir? And they weren't able to get the game done in time by totally retooling the title. But yeah, there is no PS Plus required, but you still have to be online. Rob the Mod, I'm good. How are you, sir? What's going on? Hirsch says, Jaffe. What's up, Hirsch? He says, Jaffe, listen to me. Please, motherfucker, answer this question. Why was God of War, no, not God of War, why was Ghost of Tsushima rated so low by reviewers relative to how high it was rated by players? And what do you trust more, users or reviewers? I don't know. I mean, I barely read the reviews. What I got from skimming, and maybe you guys might have a better recollection of what the reviews were. The reviews that I read kind of indicated they felt the game was sort of been there, done that. It was really well made. It was beautiful. It was perfectly executed. But we've played this game numerous times. I've played a number of open world games. I've gotten very bored of them. There's only been 2 open world games that I have adored. One of them was Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and Ghost Tsushima is the other one. So I don't know what users see in this game that critics didn't see when they reviewed it. Because I think it's like an 83 Metacritic. Is that right? But in terms of which do I trust more, I think it depends. All of these aggregate sites are very easy to manipulate if you want to review bomb something. I kind of read both. I kind of look at both of them. Mike says it's encouraging a kid to break the NDA knowing Sony people are listening. Well, yeah. I mean, you like the Wolverine look. Cool, man. This is not really a look. It's just I haven't had a shower today, and so, that's my hair. It's an interesting point, Mike Garcia. I mean, I'm not encouraging the kid. The kid reached out to me, and I said, oh, will you call into the stream and talk about your experience? And he said, yeah. And I said, great, let's put him on the show and let people want to know about this fucking thing. People are not entitled to know about it. I don't believe in, digging around for dirt. But if the guy wants to call and break his NDA, I don't have a problem giving him a platform, such as it is, because, it just doesn't bother me. Now, here's what I would say. Here's what James Gilchrist, you're a son of a bitch. Here's what I would say. If it was spoilers, like if this was somebody who said, I know what Cory Barlog's new game is, or I know what the plot of this or that is, I wouldn't be open for that. That's very, very different. That's taking something that a team has worked really hard on that wants to surprise and delight the audience and say, ta-da, look what we've made for you, right? And that surprise, that newness is part of the experience. This is a multiplayer, mechanics-based sports game. It's I don't have the same reservations. And again, it's not my place to have the reservations, but at the same time, he called me, I figured I'd put him on. Jam says, to be fair, Jaffe, you and him are doing better marketing the game than Sony is. Well, perhaps that's true, but it's still, Raijin says he's new to the channel. I wasn't sure how formal or informal to be. We're pretty informal here, good sir, but we appreciate you being here. Griffin says he seemed super articulate and insightful. Is it just me, or are all the British call-ins really clever? Well, look, Britain, the UK has a better public school system than America. That's totally true. So maybe you're right. Okay, let's change subjects, shall we? Let's change the goddamned subject, shall we? Okay, so Strong Jawline Herman says, I just canceled Game Pass. Not worth it for me. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, whatever works for you, man. I love Game Pass. I'm a huge fucking fan of Game Pass. So I will continue to partake. Raymond K, thank you for the super chat. Oh yeah, we're going to talk about that. That's what we're going to talk about next. Wrath turned me on to this data, and it's all over the internet. Raymond K says, Jaffe, any thoughts on the new Sony party chat update? So I guess I was going to do a little research, and then I got busy today, and I apologize. That's on me. I don't necessarily understand why tech companies are doing this. My assumption, because even though it's very underutilized, PlayStation does have voice recognition, and perhaps they want this data in order to help train their machine learning algorithm regarding how to recognize voices. I mean, I don't know why else they would want it, but if you don't know what he's talking about, in the new PlayStation 4 update, which I'm assuming is also going to be, identical in this case or in this aspect to PS5, they've said, hey, look, man, they've said two things. It's really kind of weird. It's hard to know how to take it. And maybe it's in the terms of service that no one reads, but the official word is voice chats may be recorded for moderation. By joining, you agree to being recorded, right? So this, from my understanding, is specific to the idea of, this is specific to the idea of joining a party. However, Brian King is saying it doesn't say Sony will record you at all times. That's what I don't know about this, because it is embedded, and I don't know how sneaky they're trying to be. It is absolutely embedded in the party join system. But the language, there's a totally independent sentence that says voice chats may be recorded for moderation. It doesn't say party voice chat. So just because this particular language is embedded in a certain part of the UI, a certain part of the menu, it doesn't mean that automatically it's going to not be applicable to other parts. Here's something that Wrath sent me. Please be aware that voice chats in parties may be recorded and sent to us. But here's this other sentence. By participating in voice chats, you agree to your voice being recorded. So are voice chats the same thing as parties? But regardless, people seem to be annoyed. That's all I really know about it. Saltiest Gamer says, I have strong feelings about this. Well, talk to me about that, because I don't really care. I'm not saying because I don't care, I'm right and you're wrong. I have an Alexa, I have a Siri, and I'm not sitting around like one of these people like, well, if you're not doing anything wrong, who cares? That's not what I'm talking about. I don't believe the government should be snooping on you and all this shit. But I also don't believe that it is an essential thing to own a Siri or an Alexa or a PlayStation. So for me, I'm totally like, okay, you know what? I like playing video games. I like having Alexa. Fuck it. Hit me up. You can record wherever the fuck you want. I'm curious, Salty, why you have strong feelings about it. Does this mean, says Peapod, if someone uses the N-word in a private conversation, Sony can ban you? It's a great question. It's an absolute great question, because there are devices, like Apple just came out yesterday with, I keep wanting to call it an iPod, but I know the iPod was their music player, but this is their Alexa competitor. Obviously Siri is that, but it's not on your phone. It's a little pod, right? And Bobby Burns says, wait till a fake Steele dossier comes out on me. Well, I mean, if it's fake, who gives a shit? But anyway, listen, so they actually made a point on stage, Tim Cook yesterday, of saying, this will not record you unless you say, hey, Siri. Boop. There she is. She's right there for me. She always is listening. But I don't know. There's enough in the PlayStation thing that we don't know. Is it only voice party chat? Is it always listening? We don't know that. But the point is, though, yeah, if you say the N-word, there are companies, specifically social media companies, that have kicked people off their platforms for behaviors that they have done outside of their platforms. I want to say Twitter there was that guy, I never listened to him, but he was this conservative right-wing pontificator. He had a weird kind of name like Alizar of Azkaban or something like that. I know that's not right, but it had that kind of that Middle Eastern romanticized flavor to it, at least to my Western ears. And I think Twitter saw something he put on Facebook or YouTube, and they said you're off Twitter or one of those things. So I mean, yeah, I don't read the terms of service. You probably don't either. Is it possible if you say the N-word and Sony hears it, they could say you're not allowed anymore? Yeah, I guess, depending on what the terms of service say. Sargon of Akkad, that's right. That just sounds like some dude in the Middle East with a fucking turban and a cool scimitar and a shield going off to like fight bad guys. But I've never listened to the guy. Okay, I'm going to read Salty. Salty says this is why he feels so strongly about it. And John Dexter has an update, but let me read Saltiest first. Saltiest Gamer says, I have strong feelings because they're forcing people to agree to their voices being recorded. That means you are legally agreeing that anything can be recorded and used against you. You are absolutely agreeing that anything can be recorded in a party chat. It's a little gray unless maybe it's somewhere else. As long as you have your microphone, which by the way, your microphone on PS5 is in your controller, as long as you have a controller with power, it doesn't even have to be plugged in possibly, because if it's got a charge, it's possible they could be recording you. Now, Saltius is saying that they could use it against you. That becomes a little bit more interesting. I mean, are you suggesting that Sony could basically have AI that listens for words like murder, kill, death, any suicide, whatever, and if they get a ping, they're going to be able to call the police and say, hey, we got a ping on Saltiest Gamer's voice. Saltiest Gamer is saying he is mad at this coworker and he's going to kill him, even though you were being totally, metaphorical. And you're saying that they could then call the police and you could get a knock at your door. That's absolutely possible if the terms of service basically say we can record you at any time. And Alexa does that. Alexa is always listening, is from what I understand. Siri is not. Salty says it's a legality thing. If others record you without your permission, there's legal boundaries. Red Rum, thank you so much for subbing. Yeah, but you're giving them your permission. I'm going to tell you a quick little fucking story. I got to tell you a story. Let me read this. Let me read this real quick. I want to tell you guys a story about recording people without their permission, because Saltius is absolutely right. Where did this guy go? He had a British flag by his name. Where was he? There he goes. Johnny Dexter says, Chaffee, update. Sony has claimed that the voice recording warning players are seeing is related to a future PS5 feature that will enable users to record their voice chats. That may be the case, but it is still the language clearly is suggesting that Sony is going to record and have access to your voice chats. Reggie says, to be honest, I always thought Sony was listening to you, as do all connected devices. They were just upfront about it. Your phone, Alexa, your car, they all listen. I wonder why, though, Reggie. Do you have any indication or insight into why they are always listening? But yes, so depending on the state, you're not allowed to record someone without their permission, unless there are certain circumstances, like if you're wearing a wire and you're doing a deal with the FBI or something like that. So when my son was in middle school, there was a kid that was saying shit about him. And I says to him, look, pal, go to school today, turn on your recorder and approach this kid. I'm not going to tell you the name. And get the kid in private to basically admit that they are saying this shit. Because what was happening is the kid was saying shit about my son, and then that same kid was denying it to everyone. Now, I never said that. And so I said, well, get proof, because the kid will admit to you in private that yeah, fuck you, we are doing that. Ha, ha, ha. And then you can go to all the other kids and say, look, here's the proof. So he did it. He had it recorded. And not 2 hours after that, I called him or I texted him. I says, I don't think that's legal. I think you got to not do that. And so he deleted it. But I mean, it was such a great idea. And then I did a little research and it's like, yeah, you can't record somebody, at least in California, without their permission. Rayman says, even if Sony intends to use the voice recording for a future feature, they are still going to be using it for whatever they want. Right. They can say whatever they want about how they are using it, but they can do whatever. And yeah, I mean, unless the terms of service specifically point out, we are going to be using your voice data for this and only this, and then they break that contract. But I don't think they're being that specific. Mubo, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. He says, give me the name of the kid. I'll take care of him. That's right. That's right. But yeah, it is a thing. I mean, let's put it this way. Is anyone not going to buy a PS5? No. Updating your PS4 shouldn't matter unless you have a microphone hooked up, because the microphones are not in the DualShocks. They are in the DualSenses. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my PS4 with today's update. But yeah, it's not like I'm not going to buy a PS5 because of it. And that's just fucking terrible. But there you go. That's media, baby. Brian Red Lightning says there's no expectation of privacy in public. Sure there is. I mean, there is in California. I can't, if you come to California, Brian, I can't record you and use that recording without your permission. Right. $10 says, I know people who don't buy Alexa because it's recording. Some people don't, but I don't think most people. Bloodline says that's a deal breaker for me. I won't be buying a PS5. Interesting. Well, I mean, look, no doubt, if it turns out enough people feel like you guys do, then yeah, you're absolutely right. Bloodline says, I'll be selling my pre-orders. Sell me one. I'll buy a PS5 off you. But yeah, I don't really fucking mind. I mean, I don't like it, but it's not enough to make me say, I don't want a PS5. I had a video, says PopCon, of me and my wife playing a quarter machine game. I never posted it. I got recommended vids about the games on Instagram this week. Right. So what you guys are saying, some of you guys are saying they listen for this data so they can sell it to advertisers. And that, absolutely. I mean, everybody at this point has had the experience where you're talking about, or most people have had the experience where you're talking about something like, oh, I got to go out and get new coffee, whatever. And a day later, you're seeing coffee being advertised to you on the side of the YouTube. And somewhere along the lines, you clicked okay and said, yes, I'm okay with that. But Saltiest, you think this is a bad look for Sony. You know what, man? I would agree it would be a bad look for Sony if not every other tech company was doing it. Here's what I think. If Xbox comes out and unequivocally says, we are not doing that, that will be a bad look for Sony. It will just be one more, not lethal punch, but it'll be one more jab at Sony, of which Microsoft has been doing a very good job the last month of jabbing the fuck out of Sony. And some of them have been sucker punches, to carry the analogy further. That will just be extra ammo to push people over to Xbox. But I'd be stunned if Xbox isn't doing it too. Bloodline says this is unbelievable that people are defending it. Do you think I'm defending it? I'm not defending it. I'm saying it's not an essential product. So that's the way it is. What I would have a problem with is if you were forced to have it in your home. But you don't have to have a PlayStation 5. Just don't buy one. The company is being transparent for the most part. They're saying this is what our service is. Do you want it? Not a problem, pal. We'll sell it to you. But you don't get to complain about it being in your home. I mean, you do, but why would you be suggesting that people are okay with it if they buy it? I mean, Jaffe, without wild hair, you could dye it orange and look like Sweet Tooth. I love it when it gets like this. I love it. I'm tired of hearing racist crap online, says James. Well, yeah, somebody was suggesting maybe this is because companies are trying to get better at removing or identifying racist talk online. And look, man, I mean, I made a video yesterday. I got some heat from it from some fans of the show who may no longer be fans of the show. And then, them's the breaks. That's what happens. But I'm not gonna change who I am, just to retain some viewers. I hope they don't go away, but it is what it is. But, you're talking about, I mean, if you ran Sony or if you were one of these people at Sony, and it would, and you had the ability to make your online community less toxic, less misogynistic, less threatening, wouldn't you do that? I mean, the best analogy to me is always Disneyland. You can't come into Disneyland and start shouting the N-word. You can't come into Disneyland and start saying, Jews will not replace us. Jews will not replace us, like those guys in Charlotte were doing, right? They will say, you have to leave. Thanks very much. You got to fucking leave. And I don't think I think people appreciate that about Disneyland. Why would you want Sony or Microsoft or Activision or any of these online companies not to provide that same sort of safety? Not safety, but that same sort of more kind environment for their customers. Bloodline says, will the microphone and the DualSense always be on? I maybe, I don't know. Do you trust Sony? I mean, I've worked with Sony for a long time. The individuals that I've always worked with, they have always been above the board, very good people. But I can't speak to the corporate mentality. And certainly since a lot of executives have come in, I don't know. I don't know. Umbral says, who decides what's offensive? Well, the private companies decide what's offensive. Sony has a right to say, we don't want the word Disney used on our service. And they have a right to ban you for using the word Disney. That new game, Genshin Impact, which is the free-to-play game everyone's talking about, it's from China. It's made from China. You're not allowed to type Taiwan or Hong Kong. Well, I think that's bullshit, but it's their company. It's their private shit. The people who own the service decide what's acceptable, says James. That's right. Absolutely. Dude, a microphone has to be on for the system to respond, says Magic. There's no freaking magic. Yeah, I know that, but the microphone can be always on. According to Apple, I have to say, I can't say, according to Apple, she is not listening until I say, hey Siri. Hey Siri. Doesn't always work. And now she's listening. But according to Amazon, Alexa is always listening. There you go. Jaffe says, Bacon, I don't want to spam, but you're not seeing my chat. I'm not, or are you annoying me? I may very well be annoying you, but I'm not ignoring you. What would you like to say? Let me scroll back up and see what Magma, a.k.a. Del the Gamer, wants to talk about. Well, I don't have live chat on. Let me turn on live chat. Maybe that's why, because I don't see you in there except what you just typed. Type it again and I'll keep an eye out for it, man. I apologize. Sargon of Akkad. Yes, that's who we were talking about, Edgin. Remember the Kinect for Xbox. Right, the Kinect was what was always listening, and that did absolutely give them a bunch of shit. Magic says that's wrong. It is sorting out all the audio. That's how it knows, hey Siri. I know that, well, wait a minute. Let's be clear. Are you saying if it's listening for hey Siri, boom, then you're saying it's always listening. It's just listening for a specific word before it turns on anything else, is what you're saying? Okay, here's what Bacon said. Bacon says, Jaffe, do you feel if someone wants to take their life, it's okay because it's their choice? Or is self-deletion always wrong? Man, that's such a heavy topic, Bacon. I mean, okay, if we're just talking philosophically, and you're an adult, I think ultimately, yeah, if you want to end your life, you have a right to do it, and you have a right to do it in a humane way, and society ideally would have gates that you have to check through before society allows you to utilize a humane way to end your life. Absolutely. I don't think you should force adults to stay alive. And you can't anyway. And even if you could, so what? You know, it's that's not your place. So, okay. I'm an old gamer, says Blood, who sees my hobby changing for the worse right before my eyes. Now mobile games with gotcha mechanics are coming to console, and now I'm losing my privacy. Well, okay, you're not entirely wrong about that, but at the same time, look at what you are getting. I don't know how old you are, okay? I'm 49 years old. I grew up in love with video games, playing games like Adventure. I'm not going to search it up. I did a tweet about this a couple of weeks ago, but let me help you out. Adventure, if you don't know, you literally, I'm not being hyperbolic, you literally played a square and you picked up an arrow, not like a bow and arrow. You picked up, it was like an arrow on a keyboard, and you carried that around to kill dragons that literally looked like ducks, right? But it, for the time, it was amazing. Now I'm playing Ghost Tsushima and I feel more immersed in that world than I've ever felt in a video game. So we've gotten a lot of value as the hobby has progressed. But yes, we've also gotten a lot of shit that comes with it for sure. Rayman, thank you so much. He drops a super chat. He says, Jaffe, what are your thoughts on the initiative hiring former Naughty Dog, God of War, Crystal Dynamics, Rockstar, and Bungie employees for an unknown AAA Microsoft game? Well, my thoughts are good on them. I mean, look, here's my thoughts. Okay, first off, if you don't know, the Initiative is a company in Santa Monica that's owned by Microsoft, and the rumor is they're working on a third-person Joanna Dark, Project Dark, not a remake, but sort of a continuation of that story. Whatever. I don't think Joanna Dark is a great IP. There's nothing wrong with it, but you might as well make a new IP. But that's what the rumor is that they are working on. They are hiring as much veteran AAA talent as they can. They have pulled people from all over. Santa Monica is a tough place these days. When I was working at Sony Santa Monica, it was just starting to become a hiring challenge because there were more and more companies coming into the west side of Los Angeles. Now you've got Sony, you've got Naughty Dog, you've got the Initiative, you've got an couple of Activision groups. There's an EA group down the road. Apple apparently is paying people gobs of money to come work, I believe, out of one of the buildings at Sony Pictures that they've rented to work on augmented reality stuff for their glasses. So it is a seller's market in Santa Monica in the west side of Los Angeles. And so, you know, ultimately, here's what I'll tell you. Now, this is important. This is really fucking important. I would have stayed at Sony. I mean, I had opportunities to leave Sony before I did. And you'll notice when I left Sony, I still did all my deals with Sony. We had, even though, you know, Sony ended up taking a bullet for it, we had we had a couple of publishers that would have been interested in making Drawn to Death. But I made it clear to my agent, even if the deal isn't as good with Sony, I want to work with Sony. Because it's not about, if you go to another company in video games or any creative business because they pay you more and that's your main reason, you're a moron. Because in this industry specifically, but any creative endeavor, unless you're unionized like movies, your ability to express your talent is only as good as the creative management. And Sony, specifically Alan Becker, and at the time Shannon, and currently Alan's gone now, Shannon's gone now, Rhodey, who's awesome, is still there, thank God, who runs the whole fucking place. If you are talking about working with a developer that doesn't have that management, it doesn't matter how talented you are. It just doesn't, because you're basically trying, it's a cliche, but you're trying to build an incredibly advanced fighter jet while you're flying it. That's what making a game is like. So the Initiative can hire all the people they want, but I would like to think that the guys from Naughty Dog, the guys from Sony, looked at the Initiative and they said, we're getting a much better financial deal. We're getting back in, whatever. But we also have a great deal of faith in the management, because the Sony creative management so far has been second to none. So When you ask me what my thoughts are, of course, they're going to hire whoever they can. That is competition. But I hope these developers that are going there are going and they're having a, awareness that they're going to a well-made, well-managed company, right? Brian King says, look at all the Xbox deals that fell through. Level 5, Obsidian, Platinum, all great teams capable of making excellent games. They were supposed to make games for Xbox, but fell apart. Why? Well, my assumption is probably there was some management stuff. My understanding is now that's been worked on and improved. But, Super Cool says, Jaffe, if Sony called you back for making a new God of War, would you do it? It really depends. It really depends on what kind of game they wanted to make. It really depends on a number of things. But I would always, I would always pick up the phone for Alan Becker, Shannon Studstill, Tim Moss, Scott Rohde, Shuhei Yoshida, and Connie Booth, a handful of others. But that's because the people, and they happen to all have worked at Sony. But Sony is Sony. I don't know Jim Ryan. I don't really know Herman Holtz. There's nothing magic in the name Sony. It's the people that give it the juice. And that doesn't mean Ryan and Holst and all the new folks there don't have that juice. It just means I don't have that data to tell you if I would automatically go to them. Kaz Hirai, Kaz was never really in the trenches making games. He was very much a executive's executive. It wasn't like he got down into the trenches when there were decisions that had to be made that the teams weren't able to make, but it wasn't like he was Shu. Shu was like, Shu's a fucking gamer. Rhodey's a fucking gamer. You know what I'm saying? It's very different. The Godfall HUD and mechanics tell me God of War devs are working on the game. Could be. Does Corey ever reach out to you from time to time, says Upvote, and ask for additional info? No, he does not. He doesn't need to. The guy's smooth sailing. He's got it. He knows what he's doing. Brian Red Lightning says, whose idea was it for the temple on Kratos' back? Thank you for the super chat. I would love to show you where we got that inspiration from, but let's look together, shall we? I will give you some insight. If I can find it. There was a book I picked up in an art store. Hang on. Surreal Art Giant Back Temple Desert. And there was just this beautiful surreal imagery. And one had this guy lying on the desert floor. And I don't think it was a temple, but like with a building coming out of his back. And I just thought it was so cool. And I'd love to show it to you, but I don't know where it is. So, but everything, Harryhausen inspired us, pop-up books inspired us, paintings inspired us, lots of stuff. What was the first game you saw that changed your way of thinking about making games? Nano says, none, nothing ever changed my. Nothing like that. Okay, let's change the subject, shall we? But thank you, Brian, for the question, and thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. What are we going to talk about? We got a lot to talk about. We may not get to it all today. We've already had a nice conversation. Let's talk about something chill for a moment. Did you guys see what's happening over at Sega? This is big. It's big for me because I love stuff like this. Sega, for their 60th anniversary, is releasing Golden Axe, which is a prototype vertical slice level. If you don't know what vertical slices are, they are, it's never final, but it's when a team kind of says, we're going to put together a small section or a slice of the game so that we can get continued funding or we can get people excited in marketing. And so they build a game version, a small chunk of the game that allows us to play it and get a sense of what this is. Production value, gameplay, things like that. I'm going to show you the trailer. So Sega, in honor of their anniversary, is actually releasing Golden Axe for one day only. So I don't even know if this is a game that you download on October 18th and play, and then you can't play it on the 19th. I have no idea if you can download it, but once you own it, you have it forever. But this is what it is. It's clearly early. I'm not excited about this because I look at it and think it's going to be amazing. I just like seeing early behind the scenes stuff that never shipped. Now, it does look like fun. I would absolutely play a game like this. But this will be out for one day only on the 18th. If we are streaming that day, I don't know what day that is, day of the week that is. You know I will absolutely be playing this on the stream. They're also releasing, if you have Steam, I don't know if they're doing this on console, but they are also releasing a couple of other really interesting goodies. They're going to be putting out a Streets of Rage Yakuza mashup, which is by a team. You may not know about this, but when there was there's a game team that does retro games, but they're new. They're retro style games. And they did a game called, remember Dead Island? They did kind of a retro pixely Dead Island throwback. And then they did one which was actually surprisingly fun, which was like a Streets of Rage, but with Final Fantasy, I forget which variant, that came out a couple of years back. And they're the ones that are handling the creation of the Yakuza universe, but with Streets of Rage gameplay. That you can only get for 4 days, but once you get it, I think you have it for good. So there's a lot of really cool stuff happening. If you have Steam, if you go over to the Sega page, highly recommended. Muggin Dude says, what console was Golden Axe supposed to be released for? I don't know. I imagine back in the day it would have been released for any and every. I don't think it doesn't look like it was a Saturn or a Dreamcast game. So it was probably a PS3 game and an Xbox 360 game. Okay, Mutant Mo says the 18th is a Sunday. So maybe I'll pop in and do a quick stream. We'll see. Delroy says Sega frustrates the crap out of me. They have a lot of great IPs besides Sonic that lay dormant. I don't get it. Well, they don't have a lot of money. Well, that's not true. They're owned by Sammy. They do have a lot of money. I don't know. Mutant Mo, you're on the last level of Streets of Rage 4. It's a great game. Not as good as River City Girls, but it's a great fucking game. I finished that game, and you guys know I rarely finish games. Jimmy Gilchrist says, did you ever play Golden Axe Revenge of Death Adder? Yeah, the original, absolutely I did. Absolutely. The House of the Dead 1 and 2 are getting remakes. Is that true? Do you have to have a gun, or they're doing it without the gun? Mustafa says, Jaffe, what's your favorite God of War game? The first one, of course, but I'm biased. Bacon Magma / Delta Gamer says, Jaffe, this don't have nothing to do with the conversation, but do you actually believe Netflix movies are better than theater release movies? Yeah, I do, depending on what you're talking about. I'll give you an example, and this will dovetail into video games, because I want to talk to you about some data that just came out today. Real quick before I get to that, Wolfblood says, any drive-through haunts you're going to? Absolutely, we got our tickets. I think it's next week or the next week we're going to go to the Scream Zone drive-through haunted house. So, listen. Today I'm watching a movie trailer for Ron Howard's new movie, which is with Glenn Close. It is with Amy, what's her name? Amy Adams. It is based on a best-selling, much-loved book called Hillbilly Requiem, about sort of the sort of white, low-income people, Appalachians, things like that, and the whole epidemic of opioids and things like that, and how it tears a family apart. Well, that's a movie that would never have gotten made anymore for the cinema. It would not. Companies, the business has changed so much that when you ask me, do I like Netflix movies better? I mean, not, I'm not going to want to watch, the Ryan Reynolds something 7 on Netflix compared to going and seeing Avengers Endgame. But The Rock is making a movie on Netflix right now, which is big budget. Adam Sandler just put out Hubie Halloween, which even though it has some problems at a sort of unkindness level, it was a really fun Adam Sandler motion picture. Hillbilly Elegy, I think that's, or Effigy? No, it's Elegy. I think it's called that. So yeah, I absolutely like movies on Netflix. I like and on Amazon. I like Borat's coming to Amazon. Disney Plus is bringing Pixar's new movie Soul to Disney Plus. Amazon just announced yesterday. What's the movie coming out? There's another movie that Amazon's coming out from Paramount that we talked about yesterday. And then fucking Aaron Sorkin, who made The West Wing and made Molly's Game and made Steve Jobs and A Few Good Men, his new movie about the Chicago 7 trial, which apparently is very relevant. A friend of mine saw it last night, said it's phenomenal. That is going to be coming out on Netflix in a couple of days, or like next month. And Coming to America 2 is coming. So yeah, are you nuts? Of course. Because ultimately it's distribution model. A lot of those movies I just mentioned were meant to come out in theaters. But because of COVID, a lot of them aren't. Some of them were made for the small screen, but ultimately it's a fucking delivery system. It's where you watch it is irrelevant. I mean, I know there's a romanticized aspect of going to the motion picture show, but where you watch it is really kind of irrelevant. It's once the story is good, the best lesson, and we're going to get off this, but the best lesson that I ever got on this is me and my ex at the time we were married were shopping for television sets. And we were in Best Buy. And what was fascinating was when you look at a giant, amazing looking television, at the time, I don't know what the tech was, but it was amazing. And then there was a television next to it that wasn't as good. But you only knew it wasn't as good when you looked at them side by side. When I turned off intentionally the real nice one and kind of cleared my mind and opened my eyes and looked at the one that wasn't as expensive, we were like, that one looks great too, and it's $500 less expensive. So ultimately, it's the story that matters. I would rather watch a great film on a small black and white TV than an average film on a giant 80-foot 8K HDR TV. There you go. And as Hogwash says, yes, if you watch it at home, you don't gots to wear clothes. Brian, was my ex an actress or developer? No, not at all. Do I sneak food into the theater, says Marco. I used to. Well, we had a lady who helped raise us. She was like a nanny. And that woman had this big old fucking purse. It was like Mary Poppins' purse. And we would go to the motion picture show with her, and she would take us to Captain D's, which is a seafood fast food restaurant before. And she would bring all the fucking food from Captain D's into the theater, and it was like a fucking picnic. She'd open up the foil wrappings and shit. But these days, no. I really like movie theater popcorn, and I don't. Okay, real quick, I want to tell you about a survey that came out. Let me bring this up real fast for you kind folks in the chat. Well, this is related to Netflix, but not really, but it's related to video games. A survey came out today that said Dane Barnes says Dane Barnes manages a movie theater. He says, I hate people like that. They leave bags of food waste for others to clean up. Oh, I know. I don't do it anymore. I used to work in a movie theater. One of my favorite jobs of all time was working in a movie theater, and I did. Once the show ended, I'd go there and clean up, but I love that job. What a great job that was. Jaffe, if you could direct one more movie. I've never directed a movie. I mean, except student films. Captain D's was in the South Magic Circle. I don't know how, I don't know where, if they're even still in business, but we got them in the South is where we got them. Okay. So a survey comes out. This is interesting because we talk a lot on this stream because you guys know I am a fan of Game Pass. I am a fan of video game subscription services. And a marketing consultancy called Simon Kuchner and Partners released a report titled The Global Gaming Survey, The Future of Subscriptions. And what they wanted to find out was what gamers think about subservices. Now, let me give you some data here. This was interesting. First off, can you guess the number of gamers that currently right now subscribe to a game subscription services? What's the percentage of gamers that you think subscribe? I'll wait for that. In the meantime, Super Cool says, have you checked out Mortal Kombat 11? Rambo is there, pack number 2. I know he's there. I've seen the trailer, but is it out yet? Is it available now? Well, it's a percentage. It's not a. Okay, so the percentage, Uncle Fuzznut says it's got to be 4%. Delroy gets it closest. It's 35% right now, okay? So 35% right now are the people who currently subscribe. Out of those, 91% of them say, 71% of them say they are interested in having multiple game subscriptions, right? So the people who subscribe, there's a vast majority of them that are saying we're having a good enough time with this that we would like more, please, right? This was interesting too. They basically asked casual gamers, moderate gamers, serious gamers, basically the reason you don't subscribe. And not surprising, because a lot of people on this chat are hardcore. You think that's really bad, Brian King? 35% of gamers are subs to these services, and it's just getting started. At least this survey is under the impression that's pretty fucking good, and I am too. But hardcore gamers echo what a lot of you guys say in the chat, which is they don't want it because they want to own the game. But moderate gamers basically say other, which I don't know what that is. And then casuals are like, I don't play enough to merit it. Groovy Putzman raises hand, meaning what? That you want to own it? That's the reason you're not into it? Does PlayStation Plus count as a game subscription? That's a good question, Bacon Magma. That's a great question. I don't know, because that would obviously, in Xbox Gold, if they throw those in, then you're not really talking specifically about Game Pass or PS Now. That's a great question. I have no idea. But I just thought that was interesting. But if you read the analysis of this by the marketing consultancy, they are making it clear that they think this is a pretty good indication that these are going to be and will continue to be successful. In the US, though, it says only 20% of gamers were actively paying, while gamers were more than twice as likely to be subscribers in India and Indonesia. So, you know, we'll see what happens for sure. But you guys know I have a lot of faith in these subservices. I think they are great. I think they are great for games. Let me ask you guys a question. Would you rather talk next about the Monster Hunter trailer briefly, or would you rather talk about the new data that's come out about percentages of people who finish games? What do you want to discuss first? I leave it up to you. What do we got? Second choice, Monster Hunter. I will talk about them both. You haven't seen the trailer. Should I play the trailer? Well, let's do this. I'm not going to play the trailer because I don't want to get a ping for this. So let's just talk about it briefly, and then we'll talk about percentages. The trailer of this comes out. It was their first fucking trailer. I'm not a big Monster Hunter guy, so this is more of a question I have for you guys who are Monster Hunter fans. I saw the trailer, and it looks like a fun B movie that I definitely will not pay to go out and see. But if I'm bored out of my mind, I'll catch it on the television set, on a Sunday or something, right? But what I found interesting about it is it kind of feels like the movie Stargate. You didn't see it? Fuck it. I'll just show it. Let's watch the fucking trailer together. Here we go. We're going to watch this trailer.
Captain, do you have any idea what those markers are? It looked pretty ancient.
The tracks end here. It's definitely Bravo team.
They don't just disappear. Move, move, move! Watch out!
Where the hell are we?
That lightning, it hit those markers and it took us somewhere.
Guys!
So what? Are we like Guardians of the Galaxy now?
On our six!
Yeah, bros. Holy shit.
Did you see that thing? Fall back!
This is officially above my pay grade.
I don't care what those creatures are. We destroy them and close the gateway.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm getting us all home.
Okay. So, you know, here's my question about this, because I've only fucked around with the game. So when I first saw this, I was like going, this is one of those movies where they really fucked the source material, because there aren't modern soldiers in Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter, if I recall, is set in a fantasy world, right? And so at first I was like, what the fuck? But then I was like, okay, this is kind of interesting, because it is kind of like Stargate, in that you're taking the modern relatable characters, I guess, and something happens and they end up going to the Monster Hunter world. And I guess there are characters that are fantasy humans that are also in the Monster Hunter world, like that guy with the sword and shit like that, right? So I don't think it looks fine. It's either going to be fun popcorn or it's going to be crap. There's no way to tell from that angle. I don't think they could have gotten a budget approved if the movie was literally a 1-to-1 Monster Hunter, expression. It would have been Lord of the Rings budget, right? So the question is, I guess, especially for Monster Hunter fans, like, it's so a lot of, how do I articulate this? A lot of the questions always come up, like, why are video game movies so bad? And it seems like video game companies are just desperate for a green light at any cost. Because if I was Capcom, now Capcom's weird, because Capcom, with this director, with this actress, has made bank off the Resident Evil movies. And they're not great movies, but the Resident Evil franchise isn't that expensive to make. The movies probably don't cost a lot. Who gives a shit? And they're fun. Some of them are fun movies. So maybe Capcom's like, fuck it, this works. Why not keep making money? It's got to be their view. Because if you really cared about the brand of Monster Hunter, even though this movie doesn't necessarily look bad, there's no way to tell, it could be either, you wouldn't do this. Like, you would not let them do this. I also look at the Uncharted movie. And I know the people over at PlayStation Productions. I know they care about the Uncharted franchise. Of course they do. It's one of the crown jewels of the industry, let alone Sony PlayStation. But it's weird that they have made these decisions that don't feel like Uncharted for the Uncharted movie in terms of casting Tom Holland, making it a young Nathan Drake. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. So I am confused. If you're not Dragon Ball, if you're a Monster Hunter fan, do you look at this and go, this looks, I would be satisfied as a Monster Hunter fan? Or are you like, fuck this shit, it might be a fun movie, but this ain't got nothing to do with Monster Hunter? That would be my question for you, because I'm not a Monster Hunter fan. I don't have anything against it. I just don't, know it enough. It would be like me, seeing a Ghost of Tsushima movie, which is my favorite game right now, and it's not set in feudal Japan. It's set in modern Japan, and maybe this guy has an imaginary friend who's the Ghost of Tsushima, and he comes to modern times and does all of his samurai shit because it's cheaper to film in a modern time than recreate ancient China or ancient Japan. And I guess I would go, okay, that might be a good movie, but that's not Ghost of Tsushima. John says, I don't know why people making these movies think it's such a good idea to alienate fans of the game by making it so different. My only thought would be that they feel if they can get a green light, here's how the thinking, I think, goes. We can't make the movie absolutely what it is in the game because A, it's too expensive, and B, maybe it's a little too geeky and weird, okay? Video games still remain, for the money, the most creative medium out there. I mean, except books, of course, but the most mainstream, acceptable, because books are great, but people don't read as much as they used to. It's starting to go back up. But anyway, so maybe they're just too expensive to make as is. So the thinking probably goes something like this. We can't make it as is, but we know there's a fan base, and even though we're not going to give them exactly what they want, we think we're good enough creatives that when they see what we're doing, they will get on board. That's got to be what the thinking is. And sometimes that works, but more often than not, it doesn't. Grape King says, the Monster Hunter director said, this is a quote, and they were all very disappointed to discover that I already had the rights to it, but I pursued the rights when no one knew about it outside of Japan. So are people bummed that this guy is making it? He's not a great director. He's competent. He's fine. Frosty says Monster Hunter would be a hard series to make 1-to-1. The stories are always pretty bare bones, and it's mainly a great gameplay loop. Yeah. But I think if it looked like it was set in a fantasy world, people would, people would at least say that feels like it's Monster Hunter. I'm not opposed to books. Peter, I love books. I'm just saying that, the mainstream mediums at the point right now are games and movies and television. Books are great. I adore books, but people don't read like they used to. Assassin's Creed movie was bad, but that due to Ubisoft. Interesting. I didn't even see it. Didn't even want to see it. I'd rather catch COVID on theater than watch that trash on Netflix, says Billy O. Fair enough. Fair enough. The hardest part of making Dopic is coming up with the meme name. What is DOPK? I saw in the on the Discord you put a cute little picture of Sweet Tooth, which I will show everybody real quick. But I don't know what DOPK is. What is that? What is that? Hang on. Let me show you. Can I bring this over? Right, so you made this, which is really cool, but I don't know what that is. What is DOPK? The Witcher show is terrible, James Gilchrist. I loved The Witcher. I thought it was fantastic. Dope King? What does that mean, though? What does that fucking mean? Day one. Oh, right. Okay, right. Now I'm putting 2 and 2 together. Yes, Rotten is the artist that does these Garbage Pail Kids with video game characters. Oh, and you're making one for Sweet Tooth. Oh, I got it now. Oh, I love that. Fantastic. Okay. Yeah, no, Drawn to Death is no longer available to download. Gassan says it's better to respect the elements of the movie instead of changing it. It's just like how Disney did with making a live action movie for The Jungle Book. I agree. I'd rather them just kind of keep it, as is. Whatever name works, as I enjoyed Sonic. I have not seen Sonic yet, truth be told. Jimmy Gilchrist says, I read all the Witcher books. It didn't appear as how I imagined it. Well, yeah, but that's anytime you read a book and love the book more. One Man, Three Letters says, Drawn to Death was so fun, I miss it. Thank you, sir, on behalf of all of us who made it. Yeah, no, Henry Cavill was great in that motion picture. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We've been gabbing for about 90 minutes. You know what? I will save the conversation about why people don't finish games and what the stats are. That will be a conversation for tomorrow's Gabbing and Games, along with some other stuff. But hopefully you enjoyed chatting and hanging out today and doing the gabbing. And we're going to take a break and we're going to transition to the gaming. We are going to play Ghost of Tsushima, which is one of my favorite video games of the year, if not of all time. You saw a guy with a God of War tattoo on Facebook. You put it on the Discord. Yeah, let's take a look at that real quick. And then we will come back from the break and we will play some Ghost. And then tomorrow we'll be doing... oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah, let me bring this over. Tomorrow we will be doing more gabbing for sure. But let me show this real quick. This is pretty good. Don't ask me to show feet. I did that last week, and you guys saw what I put up on the screen. Yeah, so there's a new Sweet Tooth avatar over on PSN, which got added today, which, of course, I am going to make as my avatar. And then Brian saw this guy with God of War tattoo, which was great. Look at that shit. People are crazy. People are fucking nuts. That looks great. Looks fucking great, man. Play Robert Tepper, No Easy Way Out from Rocky 4. Are you referencing a fucking D-level song from the Rocky 4 soundtrack? That shit's crazy, man. That shit's crazy. I want Jaffe to live stream getting a tattoo. No way. I don't want a tattoo. Okay, so we're going to take a break. We will come back from the break and we will play some games. If I don't see you after the break, thank you for being here for today's stream. Follow me on @DavidScottJaffe. We will be launching memberships very soon. If you don't know, the emotes on YouTube are moronic. They are so small that all those great icons that DW did for us, none of them work because they are teeny goddamn fucking tiny. And so we're having to go back and get the emotes working. But any day we will launch memberships. That's where you can come to watch us play God of War. All the God of War series, for the most part, we'll be doing. That's for members only, at least for the live version. We'll be streaming the Game Awards live. That's for members only. This show will always be free. But some of the more premium streams that are one-offs will be part of memberships. There's a lot of fun stuff. I'll be putting all that up very, very soon. If you want to learn about it, it's all up on the Discord in terms of what the tiers are. But that's coming very, very soon. If you like the stream, please hit like. Obviously, that helps a lot. If you like the show, please hit the notification bell. That means you'll know when videos go up. You'll know when streams go up. And in the meantime, we're taking a break. I hope to see you on a future stream. These are the musical stylings of Alanis Morissette, which I will get a copyright bing for, but it's a good song. And also a remix of a classic Nine Inch Nails song that we listened to almost nonstop while we were working on Twisted Metal Black. Here you go. See you on the flip side, motherfuckers.
Like anyone would be, I am flattered by your fascination with me. Like any hot-blooded woman, I have simply wanted an object to crave. But you're not allowed. You're uninvited, unfortunate.
You can't hear what I'm saying. Nobody can hear what I'm saying. It's like I'm Helen Keller, because she was mute. Remember? Okay. All right, let's get it set up. We are going to play some Ghost of the Tsushima. As you may or may not know, the Discord is open. You are more than welcome to call in and talk about any of the stories we've talked about today, or anything you really want. It can be video game related, it can be life related, it can be movie. I don't give a fuck. I'm around. I'm here for you, pal. Give me a goddamn shout. But in the meantime, we're going to play some Ghosts. Let's get this all set up. Takes a couple of minutes to do that. Let me turn on the Elgato. I have been so pleased with my Elgato purchase. It is it's one of the few pieces of tech I have purchased, and it just works right out the box. It is easy fucking peasy, as Kanachan TV likes to say. Let's get rolling here. You got the full screen there, I think. Why is that up there? Hang on a minute. Oh, I see why. It shouldn't be. Oh, I got it. Okay. I got to bring this over so I can see the chat on the screen. Why is that screen not giving you the full picture? It's a little stretch, but fuck it. Fuck it, nobody cares. What is the Weeb game? That's what's it called? Genshin Impact or whatever the fuck they call it. That's the hotness that all the free-to-play kids are talking about, which I have not played yet. Papa Jaffe, they offered me the videography job. Oh, cool, man. Oh, right, because you had the interview and you were trying to figure out some advice for... Oh, good for you. Congratulations. Are you going to take it is the question. Are you going to take it? Good for you, man. That's fantastic. Totally Sick of Onion says, if you like Alanis Morissette, you would like her song still. I like most of her songs. She's fantastic. She's fantastic. Stefan, that is great news. Congratulations. You get to see a very sexy picture of Rob the Mod without the sound because I forgot to load the sound. You got to see it over here. Sorry. Here's your sexy Rob the Mod. I'm Rob the Mod, and congratulations, Stefan. All right, whatever. That's great, though. That's great. Why do you hide your trophies? Are you asking me that? I don't know if I hide my trophies. Do I? I don't even know where my trophies are, man. I don't give a fuck about trophies. How do I find my trophies? Let's see. Oh, update later? No, fuck that shit. We're playing. No, we're playing. I don't give a fuck. Okay. Okay, I gotta see a little bit more of the screen. 1 second. Okay. God damn it, Chaffee. Get the fucking thing working. Hang on. There we go. Elgato, stop. Hang on, you guys. I'm sorry. It takes me a little time to get this set up because I want to be able to see what you guys are chatting. One moment. My guess is the game might be a little loud, but let's see. Okay, here we go. How's the mix? Can you guys hear me in the game? Or is it not good? So yeah, so here's where I'm at. Now, I have been obsessed with this game. I adore this game, and I am still in Act 1. So I am finally ready, if I want to go and save my uncle. The audio's a little loud. Okay. But I haven't even done that yet because I am so into just being in the game that part of me is like, you know what? I don't want to get out of, Act 1, until I kind of do everything else. Now, maybe because people tell me the game gets repetitive, maybe that won't be what I decide to do. But let's see what other missions I can take on that are not the proper Act 1. So we have Shadow of the Samurai is an active tale. That's what I have to complete. The Tales of Tsushima are hard because I don't really know where to find all of those. You have to kind of get those from people in the village. No, that's Mythic Tales. So Tales of Tsushima, I think I can still do some of these, right? Let's see. Can I do all of these? These are complete. Wait, did I do everything? Do I not even have any tails left? Is that all I can do at this point? I guess all I can do... These are all complete. So, Mythic Tales I could do, but I got to find them. So I guess all I can do is that. I did all the side quests. So I have to go... Let me go... Yeah, I always knock out the question marks. Let me see if there's any question marks, because I'm assuming those will let me discover other... of the tales. Did you know the weather changes depending on how you play? I did know that. And what's really interesting to me about this game is so far I have not had any desire to give a fuck about playing honorably. Maybe I'm just not that good of a player. Maybe that's like a way you can play a hard mode. But for me in this game, I like sneaking up on people and being like a ninja. And I guess that changes the weather and it gets darker and shit. But I love the game when it gets all rainy and cold and windy and shit. So I'm just like, fuck it. I'll be a bad guy. Plus, maybe I don't really understand anyway the whole shadow ghost thing. Because a lot of times I'll go up to somebody and kill them and they see me, but it still says assassinate. So does that count as a ghost move, or does that count as a samurai move because they saw me? I have no idea. Yeah, I hear the same thing, Dorian, that you can get 60 frames. I don't know if I'll play it again, but I might, man. Hey, what happened? Did I do something? I don't know what I just did, but I guess I found it. What is that? That's a pillar of honor. Okay, so let's just go. I want to open up the map some more. I want to explore a little bit. Let's just go. Let's fucking go. That's called stealth game logic, says Dimbos. Yeah, but I don't understand. I don't understand it. I don't so help me, educate me on this. So if I go up to a guy and I attack him from the back, I absolutely get, I get the fact that the assassination button will come up and it'll be like, okay, motherfucker, you're going to go ghost when you do that. But what I don't understand is if I go up to a guy and he sees me because he turns around and he says like, oh, Shogun or whatever the fuck he calls me. So the game acknowledges that he sees me, but I hit square and assassinate him. Is that ghost or is that samurai? That's what I don't understand. Help me understand. I mean, this is the first game, this is the first open world game that I'm going to turn off my light. I'm going to get immersed. This is the first open world game that I've played that I just like being in the world. I like being here. I like looking at the art. I love the ambiance. I love the wind. Okay, I adore this so much. Oh, let's get some arrows. Who's got me? That's fine. So the way you play doesn't really change much. Well, that's good. I've gotten the sense that sometimes I'll play and the things the bad guys say to me seems to change. Not the bad guys, but cutscenes. Like they'll say something that feels like, hey, is that because I was an assassin? But I'm not really sure. Best. That's the best. Come on, fucker. I'm really bad at getting the parry. I'm gonna try to get the parry, but I can't do it that well. Sometimes though. I hope more games find a similar system, says Datsu, for directing the player like the Wind does. Oh, it is so nice. It is so nice. The one thing I don't like about it is I wish the Wind would be more... I wish it would last longer. Because a lot of times I'll like go, wait, where is it blowing? And then it'll be over. Have you played Samurai Warriors? Is Samurai Warriors the game from Koei? Like the big... what are those games called? Like Dynasty Warriors? The vintage game store for the longest time had this stubborn sweet tooth. Oh, yeah! Gears fan. I've absolutely seen that. It's super fucking cute. I saw that at PSX one year.
You're going to be all right.
It's never over. It's just not as strong.
They said it was safe by the lake.
Oh,
But
interesting.
they were
Okay.
wrong. Mongols are camped under the Stone Arch Road. I didn't see them until it was too late.
A good place to ambush travelers.
I played so much Dynasty Warriors.
Not for much
Potato,
longer.
I'm
There are
looking
so
forward
many of
to...
them. Please.
I played Hyrule Warriors, which I liked, and there is a new Zelda coming out this November, which is a sequel to that. I think it's called something Calamity or some such. Totally into those games. I will be picking that up and playing it on stream. Okay, what just happened? Somebody did something? Fuck it, let's go to our pin. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna explore. Right, the new Hyrule Warriors. They program particular things you do for them to notice you. Dimbos. What do you... Wait, in this game, what do you mean? I'm sorry, I'm losing the thread of that conversation. What are you saying? Rayman, thank you for the super chat. He says, how did Sweet Tooth emerge as the mascot? It's very simple. Here's what happened. So, And in fact, somebody, I don't know where they found this shit. Somebody put it online, and I tweeted it the other day.
Send your best warrior.
I'll tell you the story real quick. Of all the boxes that marketing, they were like black and white. I think the artist that drew them put these online. And we were trying to find the cover for Twisted Metal 1. And the guy started drawing the clown, which was great. Sweet Tooth, obviously. And as he started to draw him, he started giving him more and more personality. And suddenly we realized, and marketing knew this, but it's like, look, a face is going to be a lot more powerful to get people to pick up the box, a human face, than just cars. And so that's sort of where it began. Even though Sweet Tooth was always there, it was marketing that said, let's put him on the box. And that got everybody focused that he was the mascot. And then he just naturally became the mascot because he was probably the most interesting character, at least for the mainstream. The day I knew it worked was the PS Twisted Metal 1 had come out. Twisted Metal 2 was not out yet. And I went to the dentist, and the lady asked me, or maybe it was the ear, nose, throat, and she says, what do you do? I said, I design video games. And she says, oh, what have you worked on? My boyfriend plays those. She wasn't a gamer, obviously. And I said, oh, I did this thing called Twisted Metal. And she said, oh, is that the one with the clown? And I'm like, okay, there you go. So it's a non-gamer, and totally marketing was spot on. Not that we doubted it, but it was like, yeah, you put that face. And anyway, that's how he became the mascot. And then from there, we just obviously were like, we know it's working, and there you go, and we'll keep doing it. I'm familiar with the Juggalos only in as much as I know what it is, but I'm not like a Insane Clown Posse. I've never heard any of their music really, so I don't really know much about it. What are the red strips on whose right arm? Sweet Tooth's? I have no idea. Just art. Nothing in the fiction. An artist probably just put them there and we thought they looked good. Sometimes that's just fun to do. I did not like Sweet Tooth in 2 and 3. Oh, yeah, mutant mode, that is a move that you can unlock. So if you go to techniques, he's asking how I did the move where you double slice somebody. I think it is here. It's one of these. It's one of the unlocks that you basically do. I don't know where it is, but it's one of those. 3 and 4, right? Sorry, Sweet Tooth in 3 and 4. Jaffe, try playing the game without using the listening technique. What is that? What is the listening technique? Dimbo said they made this game as a stealth game so they won't make the enemies to notice you easily. So they program some particular things you do, letting the enemies see you eye to eye. I see. Okay. Well, I might have tech points to spend too. I'll spend it later though. So the wind is always blowing in the direction even if you don't see it. Okay, I didn't know that either. You know what I loved? I loved finding the, well, not a bad guy. I loved finding that rope bridge that you had to go across. It was like so crazy. Oh my God, and the grappling hook in this fucking game.
My lord,
the minute I got the grappling hook,
she found the way
oh,
off the island.
It was awesome. It's like Spider-Man fucking
Way
samurai.
past the Mongol ships? Show me.
Of course. Follow me, my lord.
Let's go, lady.
If you look closely, you'll see my small boat and the route I plan to take.
Pointing to the sky, lady. I never played Sekiro because I heard it was too hard.
There's no boat.
You had to ruin it, didn't you?
Oh, that's awesome.
You're a liar and a coward.
I was trying to do a move, but I couldn't do it. I have this thing called
Murdering the innocent.
Heavenly Strike, but I'm not sure how to do it. Why does it look like the pixel version of you is doing sexy talk? Because DW made the foot twirl, and I didn't ask him to, but I thought that was great. Right, it's push two buttons at the same time. I thought it was triangle and circle, and I was doing that, and I'm like, why? That's why I kept getting nailed by that fight, because I kept trying to do it, and it wouldn't kick off. I don't know why. Sorry, lady. Why? I thought you couldn't ride other horses. Well, fuck you, horse. I don't like you. I like Nobu. Nobu's my friend. So wait, you're basically talking about playing the game without the audio cues? What are the audio cues? Don't do that. You only get one white horse, it's racist. Have not mastered that yet. Matt Lees, thank you so much for the sub over on the YouTube. I appreciate it, man. What did I think of Gears when it launched? Rayman, thank you for the chat, man. I appreciate that, the super chat. I really liked it. I thought Gears was great. It was good. I enjoyed it. I want to say I finished it. I mean, I rarely finish games. But yeah, Gears was awesome. It was fun. The graphics were great. I thought it was really, really good. I played Gears 2 a little bit. I never played 3, and I finally got back to Gears of War with 5, and I never finished 5, but I really liked it. Jimmy Gilchrist says, I first saw Gears in a magazine and I was obsessed with it. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's got a crazy hardcore fan base. I know the 5th one didn't make people thrilled, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun. And there were some really great sequences. There was that sequence where you're fighting in the musical theater. It's basically clearly was referencing Hamilton. And the stage that you were fighting on was spinning, and you fought the boss while the stage was rotating. I thought it was really clever. What game were you most excited about? What are you talking about? I don't understand. Jaffe, do you believe people who change genders should let their significant others know? I think, I mean, it's personal to people, but I would think so, yeah. Oh, I'm back here. Oops, sorry. Okay, where am I going? I'm going to this pin. Oh, right, I was trying to ride down the hill. That's what happened. I have not gotten an RTX yet. I want to, though. My most anticipated game of all time? I don't know, man. I don't really anticipate games all that much. I love them when I play them and discover them, but I don't really have that kind of
Are you cowards?
recollection. Shit. You don't, when you see this, you don't get the point of next-gen consoles. I mean, I know what you mean, but I mean, at the same time, I mean, I don't need them from a gameplay standpoint. But I you know, I mean, you know, people love that shit. People love their graphics. It annoys me that the Twisted Metal Black Sweet Tooth is one that always is brought up and not Lee Wilson's. I mean, Lee did a couple of different ones though, right? Sweet Tooth and Twisted Metal 1 is totally different than Sweet Tooth and Twisted Metal 2 and in Twisted Metal Black. So, I mean, Lee did the definitive ones, but they were very cartoony, and I think it's mostly because we don't do the cartoony version that much anymore. Billy O says this looks better than any other game announced for next gen. Visually, I don't agree. I mean, I think the game looks amazing visually, and I certainly don't play this and go, oh, I wish it looked better. I think it looks beautiful. But certainly, I mean, Godfall, I think, looks more detailed, and clearly Ratchet looks more detailed, at least to me. Triggerman, I'm pretty good. I mean, I've been playing it for a while. I love this fucking game. It's a joy to play. And I'm sure because all open world games, I don't know if I've ever finished an open world game. I get tired of them repetition-wise. But so far, I have not gotten tired of this game. And that's why maybe I'm better at it than most games I play because it's just such a fucking joy to play that I just love playing it. I love the fights. I love being in the world. Oh, God. Dimbo's, that whole gamers react to Spider-Man model. It was so cringe. Super fucking embarrassing. I agree. I agree. I don't know if people watch those videos because they know they're joking and so it's fun to make fun of them, or if they're just like little kids that really believe that shit and really think that these gamers are like, whoa, dude, that guy's really excited for Spider-Man. But yeah, it comes off stupid. I did see the Spider-Man cat today. Yeah, it was funny. And the new Miles Morales. Okay, hang on. Where are we going? Okay, well, there's the pin, so that didn't take us anywhere. But we expanded the map, so let's see where we're at now. Let's keep expanding the map. Why not? It's fun. It's fun to just drive around the horse. I don't know what to tell you. Let's go out to that island. I don't really watch The Simpsons, no. Oh my god, the fake Spider-Man says Rayman was worse than the lady actors in adult videos faking. Yeah. I hope it won't be an excuse for a kick out, but never played Twisted Metal. Are you nuts? Why would that be an excuse for kicking somebody out? That's kind of weird. Does the game come with a cloth map? Oh, dude, those were the days. Those were the days. I still remember when I got Ultima 4 and 3, and I took the cloth map with me to junior high, and me and my friends couldn't stop looking at it during lunch. Clearly, a lot of ladies were into us. You're thinking of getting an Oculus Quest 2? That's cool. I've enjoyed my Oculus Quest, but I don't really play a lot on it though, because there's just not enough software yet, and they don't do a very good job at least as far as I can tell, with demos. Like, the games on the Oculus are really expensive, and I don't know if they're worth playing. I gotta concentrate. Hang on. Will I ever find love again? I don't know. That's not for me to decide. I enjoy love, so maybe. Hope so. But I'm not. It's nothing I'm chasing. But if it happens, sure, that'd be awesome. But being in a relationship's a lot of work, though. I mean, I definitely. I mean, I did it for a while. I did it for over 14 years, and I'm like, okay. If I never explore that again in terms of a long-term thing, I'm totally fine with that. But if it happens, cool. That's great.
Good work. Thank you, my lord.
Where am I going? Let's see. I'm going out that way. Okay. I do believe in life after love, yes. Can you cook and eat food in this game? I don't think so, no. True Bleed says people live in a fairy tale, relationships aren't easy. No, they're not. And I think what's funny is people seem to think they need to be easy. I mean, it's like people seem to think you need to keep relationships. like romantic relationships. Sometimes they end, and that's okay. And people spend a lot of time holding on longer than they need to. I know I did. Rayman, thank you for that super chat. I appreciate it. He says, any reason why PS2 didn't have 4 controller ports? Would have been better than having to splurge for multi-tap. Thanks for the super chat again, man. I appreciate it. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. The first time anybody ever saw, and I don't know if Sony talked about it and decided not to do it, I have no idea. But GameCube was the first system any of us at Sony that the people I knew ever saw that had 4 just built in, and we were just like, holy shit, you can do that? And you know, and then did the PS3 end up having 4 after that? I don't remember, but I could be wrong, but it felt like no one had ever thought about it because I never heard it discussed. Oh, was it the N64 had 4? It might have been the N64. Whichever one they did it first, but it was basically it was basically they did it first, but the N64 was the N64 out with the PS1 or the PS2? No, it was out with the PS1. I don't know why they didn't think to do it on the PS2 then, because someone had done it before us. I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
I'm happy to offer my services.
Okay. I mean, it's a good question. I've never, but I agree with you. It was a real pain in the ass for sure. To have to get the multi-tap? Yeah, what a pain. Where did my horse go? Come on, boy. Where the fuck am I going? Pay attention, Jappy. Focus.
Let's go, Nobu.
Say, fuck you. No way. All right, fine. Hello, Wolfblood. Did I use a game shark? No. Oh, that's the best. I love those. They're so great. Yeah, you know what? There's just something about this game that so far, it's just really fun to explore. I just like being in the world and actually going out to find places. Like this fucking... Did I already do this area? I may have already done this area. Maybe not. But it's just a really cool game to sort of get lost in the world, you know? No worry, Upvote. How was your poop? Did you enjoy it? Look at that. Oh, it feels good. Great goddamn game. Well, no, I want to go up top on that mountain, man. What the fuck? Oops.
They wandered off the island.
Okay, let's go to that shrine. I want to get to that shrine. James Gilchrist, you'd like to see monsters in this and shit? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I hear you. I think a game like that would be awesome. But, you know, maybe they should make a God of War like this. But I think I think it's cool that this plays it realistic. How do I get to this thing up there? Oh, does Nioh 2 have, or Nioh has monsters in Sekiro? Okay. Yeah, Sekiro, those too hard for me, so. Where are we going, Wind? Where are you taking me, pal? I want to go up to that fucking thing, man. Yeah, I'm curious how the co-op is going to be on this. I attempted to do some lines of code for my game. Says Bacon, damn near wanted to cry. Yeah, I mean, coding's not easy. At least at first. It never really is. I wish you could fight a giant enemy crab. That's right, Ethan. There you go. So go back left. Okay, so you're saying, Jaffe, go back and left, Nano. I have not updated my PS4 yet. Okay, well, I can't go up that way. I don't think. I can go in there. Okay, it's co-op mission and wave-based battles. I'm curious about the co-op missions. Again, if enough people have it, because it's a 4-player, we'll play it on Friday on the stream. Okay, here's the dead body. Okay. Now what? What am I supposed to do now? What do I do now? Is your Elgato only compatible with HDMI? Yeah, just HDMI. Up the rocks behind you. Well, I can't get up this one. Left to the dead body. Oh. Thank you. Oh, hopefully you do the Medieval Remake playthrough. Should I do it on the weekend? But yeah, I have that on PS Now. I have it downloaded. If people want to see it, I'll play it. I've not played... You know what? I played a lot of Medieval 2. I barely played any of Medieval 1, even when it was new. So yeah, I should play that. Oops. Oops. Thought I could make it. That's the other thing the game does really well. It really is very friendly for checkpoints and shit. It's like, so if you fuck up, no worries. We're a month from Cyberpunk. Is anyone still excited, says Jason. I think I am. But with all the hype, I hope I'm not disappointed. I'm interested. I'm not excited, but I'm interested. I remember Maximo. One of the designers on God of War was, I think, the lead designer on Maximo. Shit. Any excitement for Assassin's Creed Valhalla? I'll wait and see. I've said this before. I have a feeling that's going to be day one Game Pass when it comes out. I could be totally wrong. But if it is, I'll certainly stream it. But I have a hard time imagining I want to go out and pay, you know, $70 for it. Okay. You can only enjoy Cyberpunk if Trump loses. Okay, I already did this. I don't want to do this anymore. Oh, wait, here we go. Maybe? I don't want to go under there. Hang on. Okay. Charlie Kane looks like a mix between De Niro and Steve the Tramp from Dick Tracy. So I assure you none of that was intentional, but that's cool. It's only $50 on Amazon, Valhalla? Oh, for PS4, right? Yeah, I'll probably play. I mean, I'll wait and see what the reviews are. I'm kind of hit or miss on open world games. Did I see the Need for Speed Hot Pursuit remake? No. The trailer? No, I have not. Does it look great? It's free to upgrade to PS5 and Series X. Okay. Yeah, I'll check it out. I mean, I may be kind of burnt out on open worlds because I've been playing this so much. But we will see. That was bad. Need for Speed Underground 1 plus 2 remaster should be next. Okay. Jaffe, you moron. Upvote says he doesn't blame me. Even if Valhalla is good, I imagine it will be hard to enjoy it after Ghost. Yeah, I mean, unless look, if Valhalla is better than Ghost, fucking awesome. But this game is just sublime, man. This game is just so well made and so creative and so well thought through. Oh, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Mac Daddy? Yeah, I have no interest in that because I've heard the same thing. I've heard it's really grindy and shit. Hello, Ray Licks. He says, what's up, bro? I love the stream. Thanks, man. I appreciate you here, good sir. Thanks for hanging out with us. Ethan, this game is the shit, man. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. All right, let's see what that charm does for us. Nope, not that. No, I want the charms, fucker. What was it called? Charm of the some such shit. Sometimes I can't find the charms. Like, what did we just get? Was it well-being? Receive additional charm of hidden sight. Interesting. Okay. Moderate increase to melee. Okay. Why does Sony make a lot of good games? Because they give games time and they hire good people and they manage those people really well. Mario Heat, you don't understand how I like this, but not The Witcher. Okay, let me try to help explain that to you. Hang on, let me set a new pin first. Let me see where we want to go. Let's fill out... Did I already go here? Have I not been here? I guess I... Have I been... It would tell me if I've been there because it would be fast travel, right? Let's go to this town. So The Witcher. Why did I not fall in love with The Witcher? The Witcher to me was good, but I'm trying to remember, it was a lot of cutscenes. It was a lot of world building. So I think it had a pacing problem for me. That it was neat, but on the it took me a long time to get to play because I'd go into a bar and play this card game with the guy in the bar and then track someone's footprints, which seemed a lot more boring than doing it here. It felt very, this feels a lot more exciting, and it gets right to the point quicker, but it still has great emotion and storytelling and all that, but it doesn't do it at the expense of pacing. And I think The Witcher suffers from a pacing problem. Rob, they shorted you $300 from your bank account? What happened? You don't know? That sucks, dude. Totally sucks. Did it sound like they might be able to get you your money back? Do I want to go down there? No, I want to go over there. Okay, it was a machine malfunction, so at least they admitted it. That's pretty fucking good. How often does that happen? No, no. Okay, no, I want to go down, you fuck. Not like that. Not that way. Oh, no, I guess we're okay. Yeah, I'm sure the new God of War is great. I will get to it. I have not played Fear, no. Everybody tells me it's great, and I do need to play it. Michael Day says you just shared the stream to a Twisted Metal Facebook group on Facebook. Nice. Oh, that's great, man. Well, thanks for doing that. I appreciate it. Hopefully they will enjoy it and dig what we're doing over here. Thanks, Michael. Seriously, that's kind of you. Yeah, everybody raves about Fear. They say it's great. Jamie Scott, thoughts on Watchdog Legions? You know, eh. I mean, I'm not a big Watch Dogs guy, so there's nothing problematic with it. I don't look at it and go, oh, it looks like crap. It just, you know, I'm not a big fan of all the character changing and, you know, using all the gear to, like, spy on people. It just kind of feels kind of slow. It might not be, but that's sort of what the marketing has made it feel like to me. No, my horse does not die. That was not my fault. I got knocked off my horse and he went into a tree. I agree. The horse mechanic is great. Now, it does break the flow a little bit. Like, I wish it was a little bit more seamless.
See you on front.
I'm so bad at the parry. Potato, your comment's showing up. At least that one is. What armor am I using? The samurai. What am I using? Samurai clan armor. And it's fully upgraded because goddamn right it is.
Couldn't do this without you, boy.
L1 triangle almost simultaneously on the for parrying. Okay.
Come and fight.
Oh, Karen, how you doing? You guys, Karen Cook's on the line. You know who Karen is? Karen is a great artist. We got to talk about Karen. Karen, I haven't talked to you in ages. Karen worked with me at Bartlett Jones. She's a fantastic artist. If you played Drawn to Death, she's the designer of one of my favorite levels, which was the castle level. And then you went to work at Sony Santa Monica, right? And then are you still at Sony doing effects and art and whatnot? Good to see you, man. So what type of combat have I been leaning towards? You know, I'm anything that gets the job done, honestly, is what I do. I don't really, the game doesn't, I was saying earlier, the game doesn't do the world's best job communicating what a ghost movie even is. I'll come up to somebody and they'll be looking right at me and they'll start shouting, and then I'll see the square and it'll say assassinate, and I'll be like, well, wait a minute, did he see me or not? You know, and so I'm just anything to get the to get the win. I don't really give a fuck. Have you finished this? So Karen, can you say what you're working on? Or not right now? Whoa, what the fuck? That guy's fucked. You can't say it. Fair enough. Oh, okay, you did Concrete Genie, but Concrete Genie was an external company, right? So did you guys do like support for it? Like in terms of extra art and everything? Because aren't they a company called like Pixelopolis or something like that? Such a good game. Pixel Opus, right. You were on the VFX incubator team working on the VR section. Okay, cool. Excellent. So how's life up in the Bay Area? Do you like it better than San Diego and LA? I could never vibe with Northern California. I know a lot of people love it, but I could never get my head around it. Is that a person over there? Do I want to save that person? Oh, they're third party, now they're first party. Oh, they got bought. Okay, cool. Oh, sorry, dude. You miss San Diego so much? Yeah, I miss Santa Monica so much. I still miss Santa Monica.
I prayed for this.
Be careful up there.
Please, a token of my gratitude.
Is that my... Okay, wait. Is that my horse? Wait a minute. Did my horse die, even though I know it can't die? That's Nobu. This is a bug in this game. There's constantly a bug in this game. Is that... That is my goddamn... Is that my horse?
Thank you, my lord.
No, but I've had my horse die before and just lay there, and the other fucking horse shows up. Alright, where's that animal that was going to attack me? I want to fucking kill it. I did not kill the horse. I'm with you. SoCal's the best, man. Well, that's true. Jason WB says it's the same temperature every day. I mean, this time of year for sure, I absolutely miss seasons. Like, I would love to eventually live at least for a small time on the East Coast. Because I really want to experience seasons and shit. I can't help it. I'm not killing my horse on purpose. I'm an idiot. What did I just do?
Good noble.
Okay, what is that? Oh, I've already done that. Okay, I gotta go to my goddamn objective. It's so easy to get distracted in this game because I just want to go exploring. Alright, let's go to the objective. Fuck that shit. You go all stealth, but I had the same issues. Yeah. You haven't beaten the game yet? Okay. Uh-oh, somebody's out. Where's that coming from? I just saved your life, you fucker. Fuck you. I saved your life and you fucking attacked me. Well, you're fucking dead, you little fuckhead. So you're still working from home, Karen? Where's that shouting coming from? You've been working from home, okay. Hello, Geesh. Not much. Just playing some Samurai. What the fuck's this thing called? Ghost of Tsushima, which I love. I love this game so very much. I want to marry this game.
The Mongols are chopping down the sacred forest.
I'll take care of them. Go somewhere safe.
Where are they? There we go. Goddamn right. Oh, fucking motherfucker. Oh, what's up, motherfuckers? Oh, hello, boom. You're gonna die with an arrow in your goddamn throat. Boom! Death. Oh, this game's so good. Such a good game. Such a good game. Oh, he doesn't see me. Red Dead looks boring to me. You think I'd like Red Dead? Quiet Night. Hello, Quiet Night. It's hanging pretty good. At least that's what your mom told me. Oh my goodness gracious, Jaffe. Come on. Making fun of Quiet Night's mama. Really? We're gonna do that? I don't know. I know I don't have to shoot the arrow, guys. It just feels fun. That feels so goddamn good. Yeah, I was totally invisible. That's right. The game, the AI didn't see me. Well, I hear you, dude, but I don't know where you are. What the fuck did he just say to me? That's my favorite move right there. That's the best. when I can pull it off. The game's been pretty easy for me, Ishmael. I mean, I am obviously doing everything in the game, and so because of that, maybe I'm more powered up than I should be at this point because my armor's full, and I don't think my sword is full yet, but it can be. I just gotta get some more supplies. In fact, there's one up there. Yeah, I don't think I would like Sekiro either. It sounds really fucking hard. Hit the touchpad in the middle when you hear people. Oh, okay. All right. Can I give a shout out to your wife? Her name is Rebecca. Sure. Rebecca, I love you, Rebecca. Upvote Bandit's not a good husband. You know it, and I know it. Come to San Diego. Let's get married and have a baby. Is that the kind of shout out you wanted me to give to Rebecca? Upvote. Hello, Rebecca. How are you? Good to see you, ma'am. Thanks for hanging out with us. Okay. Where are we going? Where are we going?
Here.
Peapod Sekiro is easy. Yeah, drunken bastard, that's right. This guy names himself after a horrible action, maybe because he participated in it, but part-time he's an English professor who grades other people's grammar. Oh, who? Who are you talking about? You did everything super fun, games just easy. Okay. Oh, the boars suck. I like the bears. I like fighting with the bears. Dorian, you don't mind easier games these days? Yeah, I mean, I agree, more animals would have been cool. I don't feel this game is... I mean, this game is now starting to get too easy for me, but I'm assuming that's because I'm just totally grinding in Act 1. I'm sure when I go to the... I'm sure when I go to rescue my uncle and fight that boss, it's not going to be easy. Come on now. I don't hate the pigs. I just need the I need the animal skins. Oh, I agree. Picking up items like this is fantastic. I'm 100% with you, man. Okay, were we going to a certain place or we're just driving around? Let's see. Let's go into the center here. Let's see what's over here. We're just filling out the map. You know, we're just surveying.
Here.
I am curious if I will actually finish this game. How am I physically? Pretty good. Although I'm gonna wrap the stream up sooner than later because I'm gonna go out and take a long walk tonight. But I'm doing good, thanks. And I got some good sleep last night too, which is obviously crucial. No, Bukaki, but I've sat on your mother's. Oh my God, Jaffe, really? With the mother jokes, really? Really? Yeah.
I heard something.
Oopsie. But I'm probably going to be up later tonight than I want to be because I want to put up a video of that guy who called in about All-Stars because I think that would be a good video to put up because a lot of people are looking for that data. My wife is buying a plane ticket to go to San Diego. Ah, no problem. We'll have fun. Your mom has one hand. Well, you know, what are you going to do? I need to stop and really think about why this game, unlike Spider-Man, for example, I loved Spider-Man, but I didn't have any desire to play it and explore everything. And in this, I'm just like, they just give me enough shit to do, and it's beautiful, and it's fun to explore, and there's payoffs. I don't know. Bacon says, Jaffe, with the $50 membership, can I subscribe to it for a month and get an item sent to me through the mail? No. So basically, I will let people know when the item is available. So our first item might be in January. So if you're a sub in January, you'll get the item. You don't have to stack them up, basically. I should probably make it so you have to stack them up, but I don't want to be a dick, at least right now, unless people just aren't subbing to that tier. But that's kind of the high-end level. I mean, that's really meant to be, I don't, you know, I mean, people have paid on previous, when I did the Patreon, at that level, which I totally appreciated, but I was surprised they did. So it's kind of, you know, I don't expect most people to be at that level, but yeah, that's the way it'll work at the moment. And I have to admit, as much as I love the character Spider-Man and thought it was a great game and felt great to swing, fighting in that game got real repetitive. And I know it's repetitive in this game, but there's something about it that I just enjoy so much. I love the navigation and I love the fighting in this game that I'm just kind of, I like doing it. Wrong way. All right, let's go here. The Spidey combat was boring, says Fuzznut. You had 500 moves, but they all killed the enemies in one hit. Yeah. The first item is a jar of jelly bean button lint from Jaffe. I want to say, you know, I'm going to reach out to Believe it or not, Abzar, I've never watched a samurai movie, and playing this game has absolutely made me want to watch one. So I was actually going to reach out to Twitter and say, if I've never seen one, what's a good first samurai movie to watch? Oh, shit. I want to reach out, and I don't think it's going to be the first giveaway, but I want to reach out to Andrea Daly, who was a concept artist, great concept artist at Bartlett Jones I worked with. And I want to see if she's got the time. I mean, obviously I'd pay her for it, but I don't know how busy she is, to do like a one-of-a-kind kind of commission of just all the characters I've worked on in games. And she does a really fun, cute, cartoony style. So I'd like to, I'm thinking that might be a really good giveaway, as sort of a piece of art print that we only make like 6 of them. And she'd sign them and I'd sign them. So I'm thinking we might do something like that. But the first one won't be that. Oops. Oopsies. Ran is good from Kurosawa. Kurosawa's overrated. Okay, should I start with 7 Samurai? Did everyone ever make you the Blade of Chaos? No, they did not. 7 Samurai. Okay, Lone Wolf and Cub, right? Isn't Ninja Scroll animated, though? All right, so there's a lot. I guess I can find a list. Don't die. I saw The Last Samurai. That was a good movie. But if you were to get something in the mail, what would you want to get in the mail? Don't say anything gross, you fucking morons. But I'm going to do merch. I'm going to do posters. I'll do some behind-the-scenes design docs. Like, I might print out the Heartland design document. There's some stuff from Bartlett Jones. There's a lot of good stuff. No, Bukaki, you weirdo. A signed cover of Twisted Metal. Yeah, that'd be cool. You want checks, Dorian? Okay. I am on Letterboxd, actually. I'll show you my Letterboxd account. I don't know if I have taste or not, but I'm happy to show you my account in a second. But I like Letterboxd. That was a nut shot. Why not?
Get down!
You guys aren't really giving me anything to go on.
Thanks, boy.
Oh, Rob, that'd be great. Let's send them pictures of you. Perfect. What is this? Phoenix Rising doesn't look that interesting to me. I'll wait for the reviews. Have I ever pinned an opinion piece on the industry for an outlet? No. Never been asked to. Get the upgrade that prevents fall damage. Okay. I want the mask for Needles and Twisted One in the mail. Dude, that mask is destroyed. I had it for a very long time. And then it just eventually, it just kind of fell apart. I used to wear it around the office at Sony Santa Monica and just make a total dick of myself. A Jaffe bobblehead with the twitchy eye, nice. What merch do you have access to? Stuff like keychains, bottle openers, signed merch is good. I don't have Funko Pops. That would be awesome. Yeah, once the pandemic is done, you can send in to the P.O. box and I'll sign stuff sometimes. But I can't do it right now. I don't like going down to the UPS store when the pandemic's on. I got some really rare God of War stuff. It's not really swag, nah, dog. It's like really fucking rare shit. But I'm not gonna. I might give that away in contest or a charity or something. I don't think it's going to be officially over for a while, Bukkake, the pandemic, but I do think we'll get to a point where, you know, people are more comfortable going out and, you know, going into stores that aren't just essential. Sony would not need my permission because they own the games, Drunken Bastard. Barry Allen, The Flash. Thank you, Barry Allen. I appreciate that. How's Iris doing? Now, you know why I did that? I did that because I think I'm done streaming. I wanted to go out with some bang. Hang on a sec. Okay, look, motherfuckers. Hang on a minute. Oh God, Jason WB, please don't idolize me anyway. That's not what I'm looking for. It's hard to do tournament streams upvote. It's difficult because the game isn't set up for that. So would you go in with the 4-player mode and I would just like stream me watching you guys fight or something? I don't know. Okay, listen. So I'm tired. Thank you very much, Rob the Mod. Thank you, Bukkake Drive-By, for hanging out with us here on the stream today and modding. All the super chats, as always, thank you guys very, very much for your generosity. Thank you guys, all of you guys and gals, for being here and hanging out with us and keeping me company and playing some games together. I appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow at 3-ish, 3:15 or whatnot, with new games, new Gabbin, and all that good stuff. Tomorrow, is a game out tomorrow? There's a weird thing out tomorrow on Steam called 10 milligram games that are basically games that they've designed to be completed in 10 minutes. That won't be the game we stream, but we'll probably look at those because I'm very interested in sort of what those are going to be like. I thought there was a game out tomorrow. I know there's something coming out this week though. But anyway, fellas and filettes, thank you guys very, very much. It's been a good day. It's been a good stream, and I will see you guys tomorrow or in the future. Don't forget, like the stream, tell your friends, post about it on social media so we can grow the stream into the monster that it wants to be deep down in its nether regions. See you guys.